Hey everyone, it's Patty from pspapercrafts. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to make a couple of cards from the June 2023 Simple Sweet Stamper Tutorial Bundle. So every month I collaborate with 12 other demonstrators and we create a tutorial bundle with 12 different projects and we feature a suite. So this month we're doing the Zoo Crew. And these are just little snippets of all the projects. I'm going to show you how to make 2 of the cards. You can get this for free if you purchase from my online store during the month of June. Each month I have a different suite that I feature. So that's just a little thank you for you. Or you can purchase it from my blog, pspapercrafts.com, and there's a button at the top, tutorials. There'll be a link below this video as well if you're interested. So the tutorial has the 12 different projects, and we're going to make this card and this card. So let's get started. So let me just show you. So it shows you the measurements, so you can gather all your pieces, cut them, gather them, and then there's instructions that you can use to make the cards. So let's start with this cute little koala bear card. Let me get it over here. And it says, something great to celebrate, you. And I think he's just so cute. And then inside is this cute little raccoon. Happy birthday to you. So this guy I cut right out of the designer series paper. So these are so cute. So you can either stamp or you can cut. So this is the other card we're making, is with this cute little alpaca, I think. So I stamped him and cut him, but you can cut him right from here. I wanted him on this white sheet, but you could cut him out with the dies, and the dies work. Let me just get them out. They work for a lot of the little critters in here. So it does work for this right here. Okay, so there's a die for him. There's one for, there's different dies for different things. So like this alligator or crocodile, whatever he is. So the dies will fit different things. There's not one for him, so I just cut him out. Okay, so there's stamps and dies. The dies cut some of the stamped images and also some of the images on the paper. So this guy is, let me just see him. And I just cut him out, but aren't they cute? And the other side is black and white, and I think those are so fun. So here he is. So I just kind of cut around and made sure he fitted here. And I have in the tutorial bundle, there's all the measurements. But I think they are just so cute. I mean, look at this. And then the stamp set has notes. So, you know, if you're going to do something from this page, you can add some notes, and there's like turtle singing. It's just really cute, and it has some cute sentiments. So let's put this aside. I have everything cut. We're going to start with this koala bear, and I actually cut him down. So these are all the pieces, and I just, you know, the tutorial has pool party pieces, basic black pieces. This is my inside layer, and then the white layers. So we're just going to assemble this. Now this I cut from the die in Pool Party. There's a nice curtain die. Let me take this whole thing out because we are going to talk about, we have one thing to cut out, but the rest of it, or no. Yeah, we do have one thing. The llama. I did cut him out, or her out. So I stamped it, colored it, and cut it. So we will do that in a little bit. But let's first start with this one. So I use this curtain. Now a lot of people had this as side pieces, which you can do. And I wanted it across the top because I wanted it small. And then you could have this across the top. And there's even a little tie. So these pieces would tie it if you wanted to tie back the curtain. So you can make it however you want, but I just decided that I wanted a piece across the top. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. I did all my die cutting, so we need to do our stamping on our white paper. So let's get our stamp, and I'm using black Memento ink. Something great to celebrate, you. I think that's a great sentiment. Very tiny. if you make a mistake, you flip it over. Very easy. Now we're just assembling. Okay, and then we'll take some liquid glue and we're just going to layer everything. Very easy. So we'll put a little bit of liquid glue on this. And the measurements, again, if you purchase from my online store, you can get the whole tutorial with the 12 different projects, or you can go there and purchase it and it'll have all the instructions, measurements, everything you need. Okay, this is a little bit, oh, that's a little glue there. And then this black piece, all I did was banner it. Now, you know I usually don't banner it this way. I usually use my banner pick-a-punch, but I decided I wanted it kind of skinny. So we're just going to cut this up. Let's see how we did. This is why I use the banner pick-a-punch. I don't like doing banners. Okay, let's just cut this up a little bit better. Okay. And I think it's just the right size, so we'll just cut the other end. Okay. So we'll just cut down the middle. And then cut corner to corner. Or corner to point, right? It's hard to see the black with the black behind it. I'll use that as my excuse. Oh, this is a bad one. All right. I think I butchered this. I'm going to cut it this way, and it will be a little bit shorter. So let's try this again. I think I need a white piece behind me. This black is throwing me off. There we go. Now I can see. So it'll be a little bit shorter. Or I could just get another one. I mean, I've got tons of black cardstock. Okay. Much better. Let's see how it looks. So I just wanted to have this little kind of banner behind it. That's good. Nobody will know it's supposed to be longer, right? Okay. So let's assemble these pieces. So I have my black card base. It's a top folding. And then I have a piece of Pool Party. And I did open a brand new liquid glue because I was really at the bottom of about 3 bottles. And I was really struggling with it. So I decided I'll do that when I'm on my own, but when I'm on the videos, you don't want to see that. And then we'll do this white layer. So it's really a bunch of layers, very easy. But I like the Pool Party and the black. This looks a little bit too big. Let me just take this. Is this the right size? That's even bigger. I feel like this should be smaller. I'm going to get another one. I'll be right back. Okay, I just cut another one. The measurements are right in the tutorial. I just cut it wrong. Oh well. I've got plenty of white cardstock. I'll use that other piece for an inside layer. Okay, so we have this, and then we have this black piece. We have this guy, this blue, or Pool Party. So let's put this down first. Okay, and then we want to put him down right to the edge. So really, just once you cut all the pieces, you just layer and layer. And it's nice to have a tutorial so you don't have to think, right? Somebody else did all the thinking. And we have some great demonstrators that design such beautiful things. Now, I didn't pop this up. I'll pop the whole thing up. But you could pop up this if you wanted to. And we'll just go straight across from end to end on the Pool Party. Isn't he cute? And then what I did was I popped this whole thing up, and I decided I wanted to use the foam adhesive sheets. You can use dimensionals, but I like using these. I think they're really like very sturdy. And you just cut it to size, a little bit shorter than what you need. And let's see, we can get this little guy right here. All right, and you just take off the back so it's like a big dimensional, but it's got a lot of sturdiness to it. So it really gives whatever you're popping up, it doesn't collapse at all. Not that the dimensionals have it collapse, but you know, it's just a little bit more sturdy. Just take off the backing. And then we're going to put this, so make sure it's opening right, about here. Okay. And let's get these hiding in the back, and we're going to just put just a little right in the middle of here, so it will sit nicely on here. Okay, the last time I do one of these by hand, I think. I'm much better with the Banner's Build-A-Punch. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to pop it up. So I'm just going to get a piece of this. I'm just eyeballing it. Take off the back. And if you have a big piece, it's nice to, I mean, this is little, but this one, it is nice to have this foam backing. Isn't that cute? And then let's do the inside. Oh, this one opened this way. I used the wrong card, but that's all right. This is top folding. This is open this way. I think I had top folding for the other card. That's okay. So now on the inside, we're going to stamp this cute little raccoon with black memento ink. He's holding the balloons. You can do the balloons in any color that you want. I'm using stamping blends. So when you're using stamping blends, you want to do it with the black memento ink. Isn't he sweet? And then we're doing a happy birthday to you. We'll also do that in the black memento ink. Let's see, we want this to be straight. Okay, and we can put the cover on this. So now I'm going to use my light smoky slate and just color this guy in. And I'll just color in his tail real quick. And you can do shading if you wanted to. I think he's cute. And let's just do some balloons. We're going to do a light pool party. You could put some Wink Estella on this if you wanted to. I'm doing a dark lemon lolly. This is a fun color. And a light pumpkin pie. And I'm doing the bullet on all of these because they're not very big areas, the bullet end. So our Stampin' Blends, they have two ends. One is like a bullet, and then one is like a marker, which is great. They are hard to open and close because you need to keep them so that the air doesn't get into them, because they are alcohol based. And then the last one we're doing, dark parakeet party. Bright and fun, right? Okay, so then we can put this in. the inside of the card. And I don't have my seal. I usually do my seal, so we'll just do some liquid glue. And I just like to do very thin area so it doesn't come through. Make sure this is opening the right way. And there we go. Very cute. Happy birthday to you. So that's our first card. I think that they're adorable. And then the second card, we have it opening this way. This is the card we're going to make, and I think that's really cute. So the first thing we're going to do is get our piece that we cut. So I cut this from Pool Party. So I used the Darling Detail dies to cut this frame out, and I think these dies are really amazing. I have to use more often. There's 2 sheets of them, and it coordinates with another stamp set, the Darling Detail stamp set. So I already went ahead and cut that out. So that's done. And then we need our basic white. I have my little pieces cut through here. So let me get this one. This is the inside layer, but they're the same, so we're okay. So we're going to put this right over, and I will stamp the sentiment just to get that out of the way. And I'm just going to lay this. I don't want to put it down because I don't want to have a problem if I don't stamp it good. So we'll just lay this over, get a good general idea of where it's going to go. Okay, and we're just going to put this right up here. Now, if I didn't stamp it well, I could just flip it over and it wouldn't be a problem. So then we're going to put this aside and get a little scrap, and we're going to stamp this alpaca. I don't know how to say it. I thought it was a llama, but I think it's knitting, so I'm thinking it's an alpaca. You'll have to help me with that. So now we're going to just stamp it down with the black memento. Okay, and then we can color it in. And I didn't color the body. I just did a little bit of smoky slate. I'm using kind of the same colors for these little, I guess, hoofs. Do they have hoofs? And on the hands or the arms, whatever. And then I didn't do anything else on her. And I'll do dark and light Pool Party for the chair. So I'm going to just do the bottom like the skirt with dark Pool Party. And then we'll do the yarn with pumpkin pie. And I love I love the way our blends color. And it's nice that you get 2 shades so that you can have a light and a dark of something. So we'll do that, and then we'll do the chair in the light. Okay, and then we're going to use light pumpkin pie for the yarn. Isn't she cute? Now you could color the face in if you wanted, or the arms and the legs, whatever you want to do. And now we're going to get our dies out. I have to get these on a magnet so that they're not falling all over the place before I lose one. And we're going to get our Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. So let me just make room for that. I don't want to lose those little tiny pieces here. So let me get the machine. So here's my machine, and I am going to use my base plate, number 1, my number 2 plate, my very beat up bottom cutting plate, and we'll just put this right down here. And what I like to do is use some Post-it tape to hold it in place, especially on this kind of warped plate. It still works good. And this really goes right around the whole thing. So you want to make sure I mean, they really made the dies to fit perfectly. So you just want to make sure it's all nice and even. Put a piece of Post-it tape down, put a top plate on it, and I like to have my top plate hang over a little bit so that it goes through nicely. So when you make your sandwich, have your top plate go over a little bit. Okay, let's put this away. And then we can take this out. Now you could stamp it right on. You don't have to cut it out separately. But I thought it was nice to cut it out. Okay. I'm looking at this. Looks like the ink got a little bit. I'm going to turn it over and try it again. It looks like, I don't know if you can see it. It's not too bad, but the ink kind of went over. We'll see if we can get it better. If not, we'll go back to that one. And then we'll adhere this down. Okay. You're too wonderful. Let me just put it on a piece of scrap to make sure it's not. That looks good. Okay, let's try this again. That looks better to me. So let's put this piece down on top of it, and I'm going to use my liquid glue, and then we could adhere the other pieces. So I'm just going around the whole outside, and I'll go in a little bit in these corners where there's a little room. I'm not going to worry about going around each flower. Okay, that looks good. And then that will sit on here. Might as well just put it down. Boy, this glue is coming out fast. That's what happens with a new one. And let's just have this sit there so you can see what we're making. And this will just have a little rim around it. And then we'll glue this right here. And then we have this table and chairs and the flowers. So this is all cut from these pieces. So there's a table right here, and I cut that out of early espresso. And there's this little tiny pot. And then the flowers, it comes as a set of three. I'm only going to use one, but I just wanted to show you how that would work. So let's put her down first, and then we'll put the table and chairs down. I'm trying to be very light on the glue here. Not too much pressure. I just think this is so cute. If you know somebody who knits, a grandma or somebody like that. I don't mean to say that grandmas are the only ones that knit. That's something I would love to learn. I tried to learn crocheting, and I had a hard time with it because I'm left-handed. And they told me, just do the opposite of what we do. You know, like sit across from them and do the opposite. And that was just a little too confusing for me. So maybe someday. I did try to do it on YouTube. They do have it for left-handed people. But I didn't really get too far with it. Okay, and then we want this little tiny flower. I'm just going to put it right on here. Just a little, oops, wow. A little dab will do you. That's a lot more than a little dab. And the one thing that's nice about the glue is that it does dry clear, and you can use one of those gum erasers to get anything off that you need to. So we're done with those. Let's do the inside. So on the inside, what I did was I took a piece of the pool party, and I cut like 1 inch by 4, and then I took this and just cut it across, just to, you know, give it a different look. And then we're going to do the something to celebrate. So let's put that one down first, and then we'll glue this on in case we make a mistake. You always have to be, you know, able to correct from a mistake. So you would just, you know, flip it over. Something great to celebrate you. Okay, and then we can put this down. And then we're done with our second card. I didn't even put any bling on it. You can. I don't always put bling on everything. Some people do. I didn't think these cards needed it, but you can if you want. We'll just put this. So cute. So again, if you want to get the tutorial, just shop at my online store. There's a link below, or you can purchase it at my blog or my website, pspapercrafts.com. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. And thanks for joining me. So these are the 1, 2, and then 3, 4. Very cute, very fun. All right, you guys have a good day. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.